everyone looks for bulletin board stuff. Like Brady went at me about the cliff thing, right? He would Instagram stuff about a cliff and stuff like that. But that's like after the fact for him. That's a little frosting on the cake for him. That doesn't seem to be really what motivates him. What did you think about what you just heard, Key, before we listen to more Brady sound?
I mean, I don't expect for him to say his true feelings about his true feelings, but I don't expect for him to say what people are looking for, because he's getting ready to go up in a game against Bill Belichick and his former team. So he's going to say he's not worried about the 20 years of history there. His focus, he's going to do all of those sorts of things.
But he is, isn't he? 20 years of history is a lot.
Of course, he's not. He didn't. I was about to say he didn't sleep last night as if the game is today. He will not sleep on Saturday.
Right.
He won't sleep Saturday night. He will not sleep Saturday night, or better yet, Sunday. He will not sleep in the afternoon.
Some dudes are different like that. Some,
just, he'll probably
What do you mean?
He may be in his room pacing back and forth, man.
So,
you just won't know.
Going over every play in his head.
There's some fight. Rocky Marciano would take a nap before the fight. Some dudes are heavyweight champ. Some dudes are different. Their wiring is a little different.
Well,
yeah,
I think
we take naps and we gonna get whatever little rest we need to get, Jay. But I mean, you still are going to be restless because it's going to be everything's playing in your mind. Like I already can visualize or what I'm going to do and what I need to do before I even get on the field. I'm already visualizing, anticipating this is what they're going to try to do to me. This is the way that I'm going to walk out of the tunnel. I'm already anticipating those sort of things because you already know. It's like you have foresight about the future, and that's kind of, I think, what Brady is talking about.
This game might be – Tom has won so many Super Bowls that – obviously 7 – that the feeling that you have before a game like that, it's like, playing in multiple national championships. After a while, like that feeling becomes a little bit more saturated. You know what to expect. You know what's going to come in that game, even though different things that come at you, but that game still has a very high intensity, right? But this almost feels like this could be bigger because there's an emotional connection. There's here's a guy that I built my career with, and now I'm at a different stage, and now I am no longer a pupil. I am a master at my craft, going against another master that helped me become a master, and that's why this game has a bigger feel to it than the Super Bowl.
And that's why everyone's interested.
Bill's giving him his compliments, but Bill's not going overboard. He's giving him one here, a little piece there. Right, Jay?
Yeah.
He gives him a little nugget here, a little nugget there. Tom's great. Tom's one of the best to ever do it. He's not – that's just who his personality is.
You know why I love Bill? It's that personality key is like, yeah, I'm going to give somebody their flowers, but the way he says it, inside that he wants to beat Tom. He wants to win every damn game, okay, first and foremost. But it's like, here's my opponent now. This is how I want to decipher my opponent. Yes, it happens to be Tom Brady. And then I will move on after Tom Brady to the next opponent. But obviously, that's who he is. That's who he is.
That's what I get from this. When Belichick says he's great, takes care of himself, it sounds to me, it doesn't sound to me like he's trying to downplay Tom. Remember, I said that Parcellian school, Key is from it. So is Belichick, really. Where if I hear Key say, yeah, he's a good quarterback, I know that means he's a great quarterback to everybody else, right? Because the mentality is you're getting ready to play them.
Yes.
So there's no reason to go into the entire career amazing. Yeah. Belichick is thinking, what can this dude do to me on Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
What does he bring to the table? Okay, he makes good decisions. He takes care of himself, so he's still playing well. So he's giving you, to me, Key, he's giving you a little insight into how he's thinking. He's preparing for the game.
Why would I give major, as Jay likes to say, flowers to somebody I'm getting ready to face? I'm just going to acknowledge the fact that he's a good player. I mean, I know Tom Brady. I coached him. I essentially mixed it up and made him. I know what he's capable of doing. But I'm not getting ready to overpraise him when I'm preparing to take care of business against him.
You ask Belichick about Brady 10 years from now.
Yeah, exactly.
Ask him about Lawrence Taylor now, right? As Key, you mentioned it earlier in the show, they're not going to do it with active players because they have to constantly evaluate them and figure out what they do well, what they don't. Later is the time for the flowers.
Yeah, Bill's not going to – Bill doesn't that's just in instance, most coaches do that are good. They're not going to overly praise you because they either coaching you still or they got to play against you. It's almost like the conversation that we had last year during basketball season when Giannis said what he said about KD. Like, he was praising him and talking, and we was like, well, not right now.
Do that afterwards.
Yeah, do that afterwards.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.